So here's a second video on this little wedge study. Here's one that I did previously with apparently yellow eyebrows or something. But so I'll be sort of going for that kind of idea of those. Just to clarify, I think I was unclear about which colors were coming just straight out of the tube and which ones I was mixing. I was kind of mixing those up a little bit. This is here's the study of just the straight colors that we the primary colors that we've been using. The top row is the Quinacridone Rose. There's our Naphthol Red, Azo Yellow, Hansa Yellow Light, Peacock Blue, and Ultramarine Blue. So the Quinacridone Rose, straight out of the tube, is what I'm using for the cool red. The Naphthol Red is what I'm using for my straight red, and then my quote-unquote warm red, or orangey red, that's leaning towards orangey, is just added naphthol with a little bit of the Azo Yellow. Speaking of which, sorry, that's not this is my straight Azo Yellow. This is Azo mixed with a tiny bit of Naphthol Red, and it doesn't look like it was quite enough because it's it dried back, but we'll see. This is my the straight Hansa Yellow Light. This is the Peacock Blue out of the tube, and this is straight Ultramarine Blue, and then this quote-unquote primary blue is a mix of the two different blues. So continuing on, I think I will do, first of all, I have an additional brush which I'm introducing to the show. Say hi, everybody. And so I'm just going to layer on a little bit more Naphthol Red into my middle straight, no-nonsense red. I'll probably stop with just those two layers, but you can you might need more, so feel free to enjoy playing with that. I think I'll go straight to the Azo Yellow and try to strengthen that up a little bit. Glazing on a layer after I've made sure that everything is very dry. This layering on really only works if the colors, if the lower layer is all the way dry. Let's see, for the, I think the blue is fine. Man, did I just say that? Yeah, I'm changing my mind. I'm actually going to glaze on a little bit, mostly Peacock Blue, because it seems like it's still a little bit too close to the ultramarine blue, and this is one great way to sort of adjust things slightly. It's a pretty watery mix I have, and I'm just gonna glaze on a really light layer of Peacock Blue. It might have been too light. I don't know how much that changed. But you will definitely be able to adjust, shift things in one direction or the other, which is part of the fun. See, I think I'm going to go back to that bigger brush. Let's do just the straight ultramarine blue. Here. Okay, that's not very clean. That's better. Good, good. Stop fussing, Farron. Okay, and next a little bit of Peacock Blue for what I am going to change the world into thinking of as warm blue. Part of the issue with, well, even before that, the whole thinking behind this split primary palette is that it's a great way to start off with just 6. You know, technically, I'm mixing some of them, but you can find paints that correspond exactly with the colors. With noted exception, and really the big exception for me is this this greenish blue, because technically it should be a cyan color, and if you're familiar with the CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black, of course, being the K, is what the printing industry uses for inks. But it's hard to, I have never been able to find a watercolor that really goes on like cyan and dries like cyan. So I think it's just one of those things you accept that there are certain limitations. Here's a little more Hansa yellow light. I don't know if I finished that thought. So a lot of times you can just get paints that line up exactly with these colors. This one already does, this one already does. So does that. This is pretty close. It's a little bit warmer. I mean, a little less warm, the Azo yellow, but there's a Naphthol scarlet. There's a couple different pigments. Natural, I forget what it is right now, but that can be a nice way to really get a lot of different colors, color potential with just those 6 colors. I have found that there's just enough annoying aspects, and also I like starting out with only 3. So the 3 that I found work best if you're only going to start with 3 is the one I'm doing now. It was this interesting sequence. And this is the Quinacridone Rose. And this represents another sort of potentially confusing area, because in the CMYK model, this should really be a magenta, and I'm probably confusing you more than I'm helping you. But just know there's no perfect solution. I'm going to use some azote yellow, and I'm kind of forgetting which yellow is which, and try to bring a touch more of the naphthol red. That might be a little bit too much, because once again I want it to like I said last video, cadmium yellow is a beautiful hue, and sort of basically like that. I'm curious what might happen if I layer on some Hansa yellow light on that. It seems like sometimes mixing a warm version and a cool version will get you the middle straight up version, and sometimes it doesn't. Let's see, this was just my quote-unquote warm vermilion. That's what I was trying to think of. Organic vermilion. Always fun to say. And is sort of this reddish. I'm layering on a little bit there's a touch of orange. But I wanted it to bring it back to even more clearly a red. So mostly it was just some naphthol red. So play with these, adjust them, and this is just to say I've showed you. This is a magenta color, I think, by Core, Qor, new, fairly recent watercolor, beautiful, by Golden Paints, which is typically associated with acrylics. But I think probably on this one I may have come back afterwards and put a light layer of Hansa yellow light, the lemony yellow, to kind of see if to get it more like in between this and that. Anyways, as we keep learning about the primaries and mixing, I'll be talking about which primaries will get you the most vibrant colors and which will not. That'll be for the next video. Ooh, that's my teaser. Okay.